We'll start off by talking about a file structure and what that actually entails. So your computer stores things like a big filing cabinet. The actual cabinet is called the drive. And then on your computer, you're going to have multiple drives, possibly a C, E, H, and L drives. They're most common on our work computers. Within each of those drives, you can store relevant folders, and then each of those folders will contain your files. To view your folder structure, you want to click down in the bottom left corner on the Windows Start button.
Once you've clicked on the Windows Start button, the menu will pop up. If you scroll up on the left-hand side, you'll see a title, File Explorer. You may click that to open up your File Explorer window. From the File Explorer window, it'll tell you your frequent folders as well as any files that you've opened recently. From here, you want to choose the drive that you have your files in. So, in this case, we would go to Documents. However, you might look on the side and see that you want to access your L drive or your T drive, depending on what kinds of drives the computers you have at your work have listed here on the side. It will also show you any other devices that you have plugged in. So in this case, we have a thumb drive that is plugged in, and so that is showing up as our F drive right now. When we click on it, it takes us and shows us what's all on that thumb drive. So you can navigate quickly along this left side menu to your different drives, or you can start in your quick access, which is where you'll be taken when you open your File Explorer, and you can move around from there. If we start from the very beginning, we are in this PC, so it shows us all the different sections that make up our computer storage. We can see the DVD drive, the F drive, which we now know is our USB stick, and then we have an E drive and a C drive on this computer. Once you click on a drive, it's going to take you to the next section of the hierarchy. So if this PC is the top of the hierarchy, then the C drive is right under it. Then you'll see we've organized it into further files, and then it goes into even more items. To see the hierarchy easily, check the toolbar at the top of the window. We can see where we started at this PC, then we moved into the C drive, then to users, then to tech, and now we're viewing all the things that make up that tech section. From there, we can click Documents, and when we open the next folder, we can see all the files that make up that folder. Another thing that you can do in order to view your files and your hierarchy easily is by clicking in that toolbar. So you can see Camtasia Studio is a part of the Documents folder, and Documents is under the Tech section. Tech was under Users, and Users was under the C drive. So we know if we want to find the Camtasia Studio section, we need to be looking under Documents, we need to be under Users, and the C drive before that. So it's a good way to check and see where you are in your computer. It's always good to know where you are, because if an item goes missing or you can't find something and you need to call for assistance, it's easier to find and restore a document if you have an idea of where it was located in your computer. Because as we can see, it could be located in a number of places, especially because all of these folders are then divided up into further folders and files.
To go back in your file structure, you can also use the forward and back buttons, which are located to the left of the address bar. If I click the back button, it's simply going to take me back further through each of the folders that I've come through. Within the file structure on a computer, you're going to see a lot of these symbols. They look just like folders that you might find in your filing cabinet. And a folder is used to access a directory containing related files or documents. They can be used to organize your documents and photographs on your computer. Alright, the next thing we want to look at is what a file is. So when you open up a folder, you will see, depending on how you've organized your documents, there could be more folders or there could be some files. So files are individual resources that store information. There are different types of files, each representing a different type of media.
There are a number of ways that we can figure out what kind of document it is that we are about to open. One way is to look at the icon located to the left of the document title. In this case, we see it looks like a piece of paper with some writing on it and maybe a small picture. So that's telling us that it's a Word document. So you can open that up and add text and pictures to the item. Most of the time for us, this is going to be accompanied by a little W symbol to signify that it's a Microsoft Word document. Another way that we can tell what kind of document it is by the three-letter extension that follows the name of the document. So after that period, we see RTF. In this case, that means Rich Text Document. If you are opening a Microsoft Word document, it's going to say .doc or .docx. If you're opening a PDF, it will say .pdf. Another way to tell is over here, there's a column that's called Type. Beneath that, it's going to tell us what that item is. So we can see these are listed as file folders, and this one is a rich text document. And another way to tell is to right-click on that document, go to Property, and it will tell us the type of file. Here we see Rich Text Document and the file extension once again. There are a couple ways that you can find a folder. On Windows 10, you can go into the I'm Cortana bar at the bottom, and you can type in your search term. When you put in the keyword, if it only finds one item that contains that word, it's going to open that document automatically. So in this case, I put in the word test, and when I pressed enter, it opened up my test doc file. Another way to find a file is to go to your Windows Start button in the corner, choose File Explorer, or go to the bar at the bottom, press the file folder. It's going to take you to the same place. And then in the top right corner, you're going to type your search term into that search bar. If we type in test, it's going to bring up any item that contains the keyword that you have typed in. In this case, test brings up the one document that I created earlier. To open that file, you're going to left double click, and it will open the document so that you can edit. If we right click that document, it's going to give us more options. If we decide that we would like that document to be in a folder, we'll need to create a folder for it to go in. In order to create a folder, right click in the white empty space, scroll down to New, and press Folder. While that's highlighted blue, you can just start typing. Once you're done, you can click outside of that text box, or you can press Enter. In order to move that document into that new folder, you're going to left click on the document and hold that left click as you drag it down over top of the folder you want it to go into. You will see that a little sign appears saying Move to Documents 1. If we have somewhere else we'd like it to go, I can drag and drop to anything on this left-hand toolbar. And as I go down, you can see it's changing to move it to these different places. So we can see Move to Pictures, Move to Desktop. If we'd like to rename either of these, once again, you right-click, Rename, type in your new name, and that's it. Another way to move files is to do two files at once. To do that, you would highlight the two documents that you would like to move. So I'm doing this by left clicking in the white space, then holding that click and dragging so that the blue goes over the two documents that I want to move. Then I let go, and these two documents stay highlighted. When I would like to move them, I left click, hold it down, and then I drag them to the file I would like them to go in. As it hovers over top of that folder name, we can see that there's a number 2 that has appeared to tell us that we're moving 2 items at once. Then we go into that folder, and and we see the two documents are there. Another way to move a file is to right-click it and go down on the menu to Send To. From here, you can send to some common areas that you visit on your computer. If we would like the file to be on our desktop, we would go Send To, scroll down to Desktop, and left-click. Once that happens, the document appears on our desktop. If we decide that we no longer need this document, there are a few ways that we can get rid of it. First, we can right-click, go down the menu, and press Delete, or we can left-click and drag and let go of it over top of the recycling bin. When we click into the recycle bin, we can see that our document is here, and in order to get rid of it, we can either go to Recycle Bin Tools, Manage, Empty Recycle Bin, and that will get rid of that document. Or if we decide we actually need that document, we can go to that document and select Restore the Selected Items. And that's going to put the document back where it originally came from. So we'll send it to the recycling bin again. And another way to get rid of it from the recycling bin is if we right-click the document as it's in the recycling bin, we can either choose to restore it, which will send it back to the desktop screen, or we can delete it. To move documents, you can also cut and paste. Right-click on the document name, press Cut, go to the area where you'd like that document to be moved to, right-click again, and choose Paste. And your document will now be located in that new position and not in the one that you cut it from. The same thing works in your recycling bin. You can cut a document from there and paste it elsewhere, and it will move it from the recycling bin to a different location, in this case on our desktop.